All right, I'm trying to catch up the weeks that I missed on Sfiras Omer. We did the first week Chesed, the second week Gvura, and which is love and real love, real stretching, expanding, and then Gvura was to work on be able to control and direct the power of love, the energy, and now we're at Tiferet. Tiferet is the third one. Tiferet is the balance. So we have the 7 weeks, in order to achieve the 8th level, which is Mount Sinai, which is going to be the festival of Shavuot. So right now we're on the, last week was Tiferet. We're already up to Netzach. So what is Tiferet? Tiferet corresponds to Torah. Tiferet corresponds to Yaakov. It corresponds to healing and to truth. But most important, we see Tiferet is the center of it all. It's like it connects the top, like heaven, and it connects the earth, and it connects to all the sides, emotions or qualities. So the main idea of Tiferet is the idea of harmony and balance. So basically we're saying, okay, God sends the energy, God sends the love, God sends the light, and then we have to direct it and use it. So Gvura is gonna do it specifically for each individual. It's gonna take that love, take that energy. Someone who is Gvura is able to control that energy and use it precisely for everything that is needed, and it's gonna focus just on those. Now, the danger of that is sometimes you might focus just on something, and you use the energy good, but you focus just on certain things, and you might be too limit yourself too much. So what's the right way to do is Tiferet. Tiferet takes that energy, that love, that power of life that you have in you, and says, hey, it's not just about that person, it's not about just this or that, it has to be harmonized with everything. So where do we see that? Pirkei Avot, second chapter. It says right away, first Mishnah, the ethics of the fathers, second chapter, first teaching. Rabbi Omer, Eizo hi derech yeshara sheyavor lo ha'adam. What is the way that is straight that a man should choose for himself? So he answers, Kol shehi tiferes leoseha, vesiferes lo, vesiferes lo min ha'adam. So he says, you want to know how to make an action that is straight. Yashar, also the Rambam says that Yashar are the straight, the middle path. The Jewish path is always a middle path. We don't want to do too much chesed. Too much chesed is going to push us to become like some other religions, and too much gvura, too much din, another one. We have to be balanced, not fanatic. So he says, how do you choose that right path? Everyone that is able to have harmony, empathy to the one who does it, and to the others who are looking. So who are looking, or to the other ones that are around him. So what does that mean? That means that if I want to be perfectly balanced, I have to think with a wider picture. I have to open my mind. I can't be too gvura. I can't be too narrow-minded and too focused on certain people. I have to learn how to harmonize my energy, my love, and my life in a way that everybody is going to benefit from it in the right way. Nobody should feel he doesn't care about me. I don't matter to him. Especially when it's family, friends. But that should be all across the board. Even if I'm in the street in Manhattan and just holding the door for someone means I'm harmonized even with a complete stranger. If I smile to someone at the grocery store, I speak with respect, I'm harmonizing myself. My energy is being harmonized and balanced with the rest of the world. And this is not just, so here the Mishnah focuses just mostly on himself and his fellow man. It means how I'm going to know that I'm doing the right thing. It's going to, because that's really where the Mishnah is going, because here it's the way they translate is whatever is accrued to himself and earns his esteem from his fellow man. That means that when you do the action, everybody, whatever action you're going to do, at the end, people are going to say, that was beautiful, that was good, that was good, from all direction. Because if I focus just on one person, I hold the door for one person and the other I don't know, it can be racism, it can be just, you just focus on some people. You can't do that. So you have to do an action that everyone around you, when sees that action, feels it's good, and nobody feels. Now it's very hard, right, to be harmonized. This is why it's a very difficult one. Tiferet, Yaakov has the most challenge. He had to, the way he dealt with Lavan, right, not saying a word, being completely calm with everything that he twisted for him. So and the way he dealt with Esav, always in a way that it seems almost perfect for everyone when he does it. So it's a big challenge to feel. And it's not only that, I should be able to also live to a level even higher where obviously everything that I do here, no, it's interesting, I just realized, say, why doesn't it say that it's something that pleases God? It should be something that obviously God should also feel that, oh, you're doing something good. And I believe the answer is, if here on earth, everybody around you feels when you do the action, whatever you do, they're feeling good about it, meaning it's positive and nobody is hurt by it, then it's almost 100% sure that God will be fine with it. Obviously, we have to be in harmony with nature. We have to be in harmony with animals. We have to be in harmony with human beings. We have to be in harmony with God. So that's all the 4 levels, and minerals, 5 levels, minerals. So on a more Kabbalistic level. So there's 5 dimensions, and we have to be in harmony with those 5 dimensions. If we're able to do that, then the Torah comes in us. Then we're connected, heaven and earth, because all levels are connected, and every human being wants to connect to me, and I'm connected to every human being. So that's the beauty of Tiferet. That's the greatness of Yaakov. That's why Israel's name comes from Yaakov, because he's the middle one, and Israel is the balance of the world, and his mission is to bring the energy in the world and to distribute it, whether it's the wisdom, basically the wisdom of the Torah, and distribute it to the world in a way that everybody benefits in its own unique way, without anybody feeling that he doesn't have what he deserves, and that everybody feeling loved and accepted. So it makes us work on tolerance. It makes us work on really trying to appreciate everything that is given to us. But that's really empathy for everyone, being constantly aware. That's in my opinion what we have to work on during the week of Tiferet. Try to see that everybody around us benefits from our actions. It should not be just some people. Obviously, it's very hard to have always everybody agree with it. It doesn't have to be agree, but at least that they don't get hurt, right? You can disagree with someone, but still he knows you love him. Agree to disagree with love. That's it's a trait that Rabbi Akiva's students were lacking in a way, very much. Empathy, they lacked kavod, they lacked empathy for each other. It was maybe beautiful in their way of understanding the Torah, but they disrespected the other one's facet of the Torah, one of the 70 facets, and therefore they lost it. They lack that midah of Tiferet in many ways. And there's no Tiferet, there's no Torah, so it won't work. All right, thank you for listening, and may we all achieve complete harmony in our lives, and have everyone around us and everything around us feel loved and good from every one of our actions, without forgetting that we ourselves, we have to love ourselves. If you have to harmonize, be in harmony with yourself, that every part of you is nourished. Your body needs good, your soul needs good. So do you give as much food to your, let's say we eat, basic example, but it's so tangible. We eat food at least, if we combine all 3 meals, some eat more than 3 meals, but at least an hour a day, I would say. Let's say 15 minutes breakfast, half hour, lunch and dinner, at least an hour food. Do we nourish our soul at least 1 hour? Meaning 1 hour of learning, right? If food can do this to the body, imagine what Torah can do to your soul. And we know actually the Torah nourishes also your body. So we have to be, and the way Rav Kook says it actually, when you want to do tshuva, there's 3 levels. And the first level is really your body. You want to return toward God. You want to be in harmony with God. Take care of your body. Stop smoking. Stop eating fat stuff. Stop eating sugar. I'm talking to myself. Stop eating things that are unhealthy for you. Because you have to be in harmony with your body. You have to be in harmony with your health. You have to be in harmony with emotion things. Don't do things that are emotional, drain you out. You have to be in harmony with your mentality, with your mental, your ability to cope. Do some meditation, relax, take some vacation sometimes, right? And we need the harmony with our spiritual thing. Pray a little bit, learn. All right, may we all achieve inner and outer harmony with our inner world and our outer world, and this way we'll be all connected with love, and all the flow of chesed, of love, of energy, which is the source, Olam Chesed Ibaneh, will be completely distributed to the whole world. And that's the purpose of creation. The purpose of creation is to be able to unite heaven and earth. And in a way, Tiferet, which is the middle, is what connects both. The Torah is the glue, is what connects heaven and earth in between, right? You have the top, which represents God, Keter, and we are the bottom, and Tiferet is the middle, and in a way is right the middle path, the middle place where heaven and earth meet. And I think that's what it means with that. Anybody who didn't experience the temple, didn't experience real beauty and happiness, because that's exactly where heaven and earth kiss, and therefore the greatest Tiferet, beauty, harmony is experienced. Let's remember that Tiferet also means, I'll finish with that, the harmony between darkness and light, right? It's and Yaakov was the one who was able to be learning for 14 years and then spending 14 years. Actually, it's interesting that it says like that. He mentioned 14 years of learning and 14 years working for Lavan, for the 2 wives. So it's like he was able to be in both worlds. And he was Yaakov and Israel. He was able to be secular, meaning work in the world of everyday life, and businessman, and in the same time he was able to be a color man, and he was able to do both, to be able to be in harmony between physical and spiritual again. That's who we are, and that's what Shabbat is, and Tiferet Leoseha, right? So may we all be able to achieve that level of Tiferet in us. Have a wonderful week.